Good morning everyone. Hope you all are well and safe. So as you remember that we had started chapter 3rd, that is 2 stories about flying, and on previous class we had completed its first part, that is his first flight, and today we are going to start the second part of the chapter, that is the black aeroplane. So firstly I will summarize it and then after I will explain it in brief. And on the next class, I will explain the line-wise explanation of the chapter. Okay? So listen it properly. The author was flying his old Dakota DS-088 aeroplane over France. He was on his way to England. It was a beautiful moonlit night. The sky was clear. The author was happy to have an easy flight. He was dreaming of meeting his family and having a good breakfast on reaching home. It was 1:30 a.m. On his way, he called the Paris control room and informed about his first flight and destination. He was advised by the control room that he should turn 12 degrees west. He checked the compass and other instruments and followed the instructions. He also switched over to his second and last fuel tank. It was clear sky and the pilot had an easy flight. But suddenly he saw huge storm clouds in front of him. He could not fly over them because he didn't have enough fuel. He could go back to Paris, but his eagerness to meet his family and have breakfast stopped him from taking this decision. He decided to take the risk. He flew his plane straight into the black clouds. Everything was black inside the clouds. Nothing could be seen outside the aeroplane. He saw that his compass and other instruments had stopped working. He did not know where he was and how to come out of the clouds. He was lost in the storm. Suddenly what happened? He saw a black aeroplane flying next to him. He was happy to see another plane near him. The pilot of the black plane waved his hand and asked the author to follow him. The author followed him like an obedient child. The black plane flew in front of the Dakota for about half an hour. The fuel in the Dakota was about to exhaust. The author again felt scared. His plane couldn't fly only for 10 minutes. But soon the black plane started going down and the author landed safely on an airport. After landing safely, the author wanted to thank the pilot of the black airplane. He asked the woman at the tower about the second pilot. The woman replied that there was no plane in the sky that night. After knowing this, the author was surprised and asked himself who was the pilot on the strange black plane. The author couldn't meet the pilot of that strange black plane. Now I am going to explain the story in brief. So listen it properly. The Black Aeroplane is about a pilot who feels happy and confident to fly over a city that is sleeping, which indicates what? That the timing was of night. He's flying from Paris to London While taking his flight, he dreams about the long holiday with his family. He also fantasizes about the scrumptious breakfast he would have upon landing. As soon as he crosses Paris, he gets a look of the dark clouds that were a sign of the upcoming storm. The right decision would have been to turn back to Paris for the sake of safety, but he being overshadowed by his dreams and not wanting to delay them, risk the life of his passengers and head straight into the storm. Everything gets dark. He is unable to see all his direction. Instruments stop functioning and he lost control of the plane. When all hope was lost, he saw another plane whose pilot was more than willing to rescue them. The author was panicking as there was very less amount of fuel left on his plane. The anonymous pilot guided them out of the storm and disappeared as soon as they saw light. Upon landing, when the pilots asked the lady in the control room about the other pilot, he is left in shock when she says that his was the only plane in the sky that night. Like this, in brief, I have explained to you, and on tomorrow or on your next class, we will start the line-wise explanation of the chapter. Till then, keep learning, stay home, stay safe, and thank you, class.